Saints reporting to camp. Seeing a lot of players rolling up. I got a question. Cam Jordan's get up a little bit. Not that it's a bad look. He's got the windsuit going, which is a 90s kid I can absolutely respect. It's like 100 degrees outside, and we're going in a windsuit. Like that's a. It's just not seasonal. It's a lot, but Cam can pretty much do whatever he wants in New Orleans. He's been there a long time. Speaking of being there a long time, Sharief Ishaq, WDSU, covering the Saints. Nolan Native joins us now on the Tim's Firearms Hotline. The offseason's over, Sharief. Are you excited about that?
Yay. I can't wait. I don't know why I'm idiotically wearing a black suit today. I guess I'm just like Cam. I'm not even thinking. We're just doing whatever we can.
Yeah, but you need to look nice on the camera. Cam's just walking from the car to the facility. I think he can pretty much go with some gym shorts and a T-shirt if he would like to. But yeah, a black suit, that's a lot, Sharief. You need to go with a nice summer suit today.
Well, I'm all about black makes me look thinner, so I'm just gonna keep wearing the thin colors, and and it makes me sweat a lot. Got to get chiseled for the summer season, dude.
All right, well that's good to hear. I want to talk about Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed. We know that both guys had their health issues last year. Both guys appear to be healthy. Do you anticipate big years for those two guys?
I anticipate solid years from those guys, depending on who the quarterback's going to be, of course. But, yeah, if they stay healthy, I think that 1-2 punch with the help of Brandon Cooks, should elevate their game a little bit more. I thought that, they would have stayed healthy last year.
Sharief, let me stop you, Sharief, because we got a little bit of a cell phone issue. I'll get Taylor to call you back. Just a little overmodulated there, and I'm just can't do 10 minutes with Sharief, just choppy like that. But I do think that there's reason for confidence in Olave and Shaheed, assuming they're on the field, and that is a hard thing to assume in this sport. But it's truthfully hard to assume for everyone in this sport. Now, those two guys are on the smaller side for high-end wide receivers. We know that the Saints have not gone out and gotten a big-bodied wide receiver. They haven't gotten a big-bodied pass catcher. They're relying on those two guys with quickness and speed, but they've both been really, really productive. So, Sharief, I think we've got you back now. I know they're not the biggest guys, but they have been really productive, so you can continue on. Are you feeling good about what they can do this year?
Yeah, both are speedy guys, and with them finally being healthy, I do think they can have solid seasons. Like I said, depending on who the quarterback's going to be. Yeah. But even if it's, Shuck or Spencer Rattler, I do think they're going to have solid seasons. I think with having Brandon Cooks and that locker room to help them out, because they're almost the same type of players, and he can help shape them a little bit better in terms of route running and, being able to put themselves in a good position to make bigger plays. So, yeah, I anticipate solid seasons from the two guys. I really do. I mean, I'm not sure both can go over 1,000, but I think both can hover around that number if once again, if healthy for a 17-game season. I like both of them. I liked them the previous two seasons until all the injuries happened. I thought that they really give that offense that explosion that they need.
You've talked to Olave over the last 2 years, certainly over the offseason. How is he mentally about trying to come back from concussions, which can be pretty scary?
Yeah, no, he says he feels good. He just, wanted to make sure during the off season that he went to, the right doctors and made sure that, he checked out right. And, I do wonder, man, that first pass over the middle of the field when there's a defender there, how is he gonna be? How is he gonna take that? If he gets hit over the middle, is he gonna be fine, or is he gonna be a little timid? Because those are serious injuries. Concussions are nasty. And, you don't want to get concussed again, because I feel like another bad concussion in his career could possibly be over. So, but just talking to him, he seems good. He's ready to go, feels good, put on a little bit of weight, pretty happy. I think a lot of people are happy to have him back and healthy, and that's, a sign that's really good for this offense. They truly need him. They truly need him in a very bad way. They still have him on contract through next season, and then have a decision to make after next season. But I think that, I think he's going to, have that season to where he earns a nice contract.
When Rashid Shaheed showed up, he was a speed burner. Just run down. Derek Carr famously just run, and he hit him for the game-winning, game-clinching pass down the left sideline. But I felt like last year he kind of evolved into a more complete receiver because he had to be. They didn't have anybody else. What do you think about how well he's evolved as a total receiver in his time in New Orleans?
Yeah, punt returner, being a speed receiver, being a possession receiver, I think he's evolved in that. It's just unfortunate that punt return that, he scored a touchdown against the Buccaneers essentially was his last play. He hurt his knee. And I think that I think that he was taking steps in the right direction, which you saw in training camp under new receivers coach, Doug Williams. So, Dub had him, getting into that right mind frame, and I think it carried over into the regular season. And I think that continues. I really do think that he will continue to evolve and develop in terms of the skills and the position he's going to play.
We'll try one more time with Sharief. We still have some time, and I want to talk about with the players getting there and kind of the vibes in camp. We had the signal that was good, and then it kind of chopped up once again. So we'll try Sharief one more time because the Saints, if you're unaware and you're still in the midst of your summer routine and summer vacation and all that kind of stuff, they are arriving at the facility today, and they'll be on the field tomorrow. So and apparently vibes are pretty good over there. We've talked a lot and extensively about what the rest of the football world thinks about what New Orleans is going to be this year. That doesn't matter today. Today is about them getting back in the facility and really pushing off the dock in a new era with a new head coach and a new quarterback who is now under contract. So we'll try Sharief one more time here and kind of see what his vibe check is for today. How does it feel over there? We know that the rest of the football world isn't expecting much of the Saints, but that's probably not going to put a damper on today when everybody gets to the facility and gets ready to get to work.
Is this a sign to come, Hunt? If you cannot hear me and I'm chopping up, are we going to get another 5-12 season?
I'll have to contact your cell phone provider, but see what you think.
Yeah, I feel like every time I'm at the Saints facility doing these things, it chops up a little bit. But no, I mean, the vibe is good, man. Like I said, throughout the entire offseason with Kellen Moore and a new staff, I think that everyone seems relaxed, a breath of fresh air. I think everyone's calm, composed, they're cool. I think that, they're ready to see where this offensive-minded, innovative young head coach and his staff can lead them. And having Brandon Staley, a proven head coach who's, a good defensive-minded coach. So I think the vibes are good, but I just don't know if that's going to translate to win-loss for them this year. I say down the line it will work, but maybe not this year.
What do you expect to see different than what you've seen the entire time you've covered the Saints? Because it was kind of a continuation from Peyton into Al and kind of doing things very, very similarly. What do you expect to see different over the next couple of weeks in training camp?
You're going to see the pace of play. I think you're going to see the things move quicker. You saw a lot of it during the offseason, Hunt, and I think you're going to see, the practices move quick, plays move quicker. We didn't see a lot of that under Dennis. So I think you're going to see, hey, let's get it going, let's move, let's get in a lot of plays, let's see a lot of players. We're going to develop some young guys. I think you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of the things that you did not see under Dennis Allen. Maybe you saw under Sean Payton in the early years, but you're going to see something new. You're going to see something innovative. You're going to see something fast and fun. And I think the fans are probably going to like it. I think for the most part they're behind it right now, and I think they just know it's a process. But they're going to see that over the next, let's just say a month during this training camp.
And obviously we know nobody's putting pads on tomorrow. Nobody's, going through 11-on-11 full contact. We got to ease things in. But where will your eyes go the first time you get a look at this team on the practice field?
Well, it's obvious. Do I name another position that's not quarterback? All right, let's stick away from quarterback.
Okay.
How about let's go defensive end. Let's watch what the defensive ends do over the next, few days, or even whenever they get into the pads for the first few padded practices. I want to see how the defensive ends look. I want to see them drop back because you've seen that a lot throughout this offseason in Staley's defense. I just want to see how that looks. I want to see how Cam and Chase and Carl drop back into coverage whenever the lights really come on with the pads on. So, I'm really interested to see that. And the outside corners, Alontae Taylor and Kool-Aid McKinstry. I'm going to stick with the defense because I think a lot of people will want to see if they can prove, the naysayers wrong, right? Because they're, there's a lot of question marks. Can Alontae, play the outside? They got to prove him wrong. They struggled. He struggled at times last year. I think Kool-Aid was up and coming at the end of the season, but now we got to put him to test in a 17-game schedule. And can they actually, cover these receivers without committing a lot of penalties?
We'll see. Try to stay cool if you can out there. We'll talk next week after they've had a few practices under their belt. Yep,
you'll get a whole week, and I believe you might get me on the first padded practice. I think it's next Tuesday. I have to look at the schedule, but we're getting close. It'll be that Monday or Tuesday.
We like that. Enjoy, Sharief. Thanks, man.
All right, Hunt. Sorry for the phone issues.
All good. Sharief Ishaq, WDSU. I was a phone punchline on this radio station for a lot of time between 2011, 2013, 14-ish. It was just a big struggle trying to get that to work out. So sometimes it doesn't work out, but we were able to reconnect a couple of times, just check things down, get a little connection, move the chains, and then continue on with the interviews. Appreciate Sharief making a little bit of time for us. And I think the point stands. Like today at Saints camp, tomorrow at Saints camp, it's just about positivity. It's about guys getting out there, moving around a little bit, having the fans opportunity to get out there at some point and check it all out. We'll get a little bit more deep into things after preseason games, and certainly when things get into games that actually count. But for right now, no reason to throw a fit. Just go out there and see what the black and gold can do and have some enjoyable vibes as far as the on-the-field stuff goes. There is one off-the-field storyline that I'll get to here in a little bit that's not. Hey, it's Hunt. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button, leave your comments in the section below, and hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.